So I found out about my son having spina bifida at his 20-week scan. So we went for the ultrasound and they advised us that Luca did have a form of spina bifida, but we weren't quite sure what he had. We had further scans thereafter. They then confirmed that it was L5, so roughly about the lumbar section that he had his spina bifida. So what they advised is the lower down the spina bifida, kind of the better chance there was of less damage to the nerves. To be completely honest, to start with, we kind of were in a bit of shock. So the first maybe 3 days, the way that I deal with shock is just to kind of make everything a bit of a joke, and that sounds ridiculous for having a child with spina bifida, but that was kind of how we took it. By day 4 it completely changed and it was all anger. Really angry that why did that happen to my family? Why did I have to have a child with a condition? Now looking back, it doesn't even bother me, but at the time, you know, why are there people out there that almost don't deserve children? And I was given a child with a condition that, you know, he was going to have to live with. Luckily there was a lot of support. We received a lot of support at the hospital that we were at. You know, we received that from the neurosurgeons, you know, the doctors. There was specialist nurses that dealt with us as well. A lot of them advised us as well to contact Spina Bifida Association. It wasn't quite for me yet. I still wasn't ready to hear about other people's stories or how other families coped, or what, you know, how they kind of maintained their family life. So we just kind of dealt with it ourselves. And luckily I had such a fantastic family and friend support that actually I didn't need that at that point. I think as the time grew sort of nearer for me having a look at it, the hardest point that I found was I like to have control in my life, and I had no control over this. I didn't know what was going to happen, how he was going to, you know, what he was going to be born with, what nerves were going to be damaged. What I did know is there was no hydrocephalus throughout the pregnancy, so there was no swelling surrounding the brain. And the further research I'd done, the more that I looked into it. Luca was then born with spina bifida myelomeningocele of L5, and he had surgery on the first day. The surgery he had was a little bit more intricate because there was a lipoma which was sort of attached to the surrounding area. So Luca's spina bifida was actually closed with a membrane and then a lipoma where the nerves were all involved. So that first little while was quite tough. But the support from the urologists, from the physiotherapists, the neurologist, neurosurgeons, even my GP, my health visitor, I have to say were great. They really were good. And I think that's kind of how it, you know, put a lot of our mind at ease. Luca now, you would look at him and you would never think that actually he has anything wrong with him. In that sense, you know, physically. I mean, he's had on and off physiotherapy throughout, because the first couple of years, you know, it does take them to grow. So, you know, we're never quite sure if, you know, every child's different. So should a baby be crawling at 6 months, 8 months, 10 months? You know, Luca was sitting at 4 and decided he would start crawling by 6. So, you know, he did sort of exceed all expectations. But then we've had further physio, and you know, they are really happy with him. They're really pleased with the way that he's going. But until he starts walking, we won't actually understand exactly what's been deterred as such. So physio pretty much showed us all the exercises that we should be doing. Went through everything. We've been working with them at home as well as being with there. They've actually more explained the ins and outs of what, you know, what to expect or what not to expect. Put our mind at ease, educated us fully on, you know, what we should know and how to support our child, what's best for him. Swimming, obviously, is a classic. How to strengthen his back and strengthen his leg and working the muscles that are going to be a lot weaker because of the spina bifida. So I have to say that they have been fantastic. They've been really good, both at the Sick Kids Hospital in Edinburgh and up at Queen Margaret Hospital in Dunfermline. Have been working together, and really kind of put our minds at ease a lot. I think overall, having a child with spina bifida, it is a very, very scary prospect. Once that child's here, and people used to say this all the time, oh, you know, you have a child and once they're here, you forget about everything. You do. It just makes me laugh every day that I forget that there's even a condition there. You know, it makes you smile at everything that he does. You know, you'll be in the kitchen making dinner and he's pulling at your leg and pulling himself up and proving that actually he doesn't care if he's got spina bifida. He's going to cruise around the furniture, he's going to pull himself up, he's going to crawl, you know, he's still going to be just as cheeky. He won't like the word no. But he's done that all on his own, and I have to say that's probably the best feeling. Is knowing that he's going to be fine no matter what. But I think the support of all the healthcare staff that we've had has definitely made things much easier. And certainly would say, if you are in that position, you know, contact the charities that are there. So contact Spina Bifida Association. We eventually got in touch with them, so do that. Definitely.